Welcome, welcome. One of the most challenging things in this type of arena is to lay language on that which is silent, perceptiveless, and has no witness. We go through our lives of perceptive experience, no matter how many deep tastes we have had. And once there is a deep taste, it is impossible to forget because it has nothing to do with someone. It has nothing to do with time. It has nothing to do with thought. But it is the eternal nature of what cannot be described or expressed. So we come together in an attempt to use our primary mode of communication, language, to point to what has no language. This apparent form becomes a vessel to speak about the experience of having no experience. This very movement right now is interpreted by the nerve synapses in the brain as speaking, which is doing something. And yet at the same time, from where it is coming is without language. Without description. Without interpretation. So the mind body over and over again is brought to its knees because the passion of this deeper understanding is so overwhelming. I mean, who do you think is breathing the breath in the body? When your body is sleeping, there is no cognition, but something continues to breathe the breath. What is that? The taste of this is like being in deep, dreamless sleep. Who is witnessing deep, dreamless sleep? And yet, the more consistent the taste, there starts to be a recognition that deep, dreamless sleep is not only nurturing, revitalizing, but it is blissful. The body cannot get it because the body is an appearance. Words cannot speak it because words are an appearance. It is from where it all is coming from that is the mystical taste. In the beginning, everything by conditioned mind revolves around the character defined as me, what I have done, what I haven't done, what I've accomplished, what I haven't accomplished, what is secure in my life, what is not secure in my life. It goes on and on. But this has nothing whatsoever to do with any of that. It has nothing to do with anything. Most importantly, it has nothing to do with your idea of you. Yet the mind is so sophisticated, it will receive this and say, I know this. But it's all smoke and mirrors. Who is the knower? Who is the knower? From where does knowing come? True knowing is not a thought. It's not in relationship with a situation. It is not driven by karma. It does not appear in time. True knowing is the feeling of yourself, which has always been, which is the only thing that is known, but it cannot be communicated. The overlay of form and time, if one is driven in this way, is all about communicating what cannot be communicated using the aspects of perception. On the one hand, you could say, I am speaking. And on another hand, you could say, I am not speaking. Which is true? Am I speaking? Or am I not speaking? Am I the body? Or am I not the body? Do I exist in time? Or is my existence timeless? These kinds of questions cannot be understood by mind, but can truly be known in the feeling of your very being, which is not breathing up, breathing. It is not beating the heart. It is not controlling the chemistry that keeps this body alive. When you dive into yourself, all you are really doing is letting go of the constant habits of attachment, all built upon the fear of survival. Why? Because it is a sham. Deva speaking right now is a sham. The vibration that can be felt is no sham. That can be known. That is what draws consciousness to consciousness. It's what creates the format of satsang. Language is a mental creation. Time is a mental creation. Why waste it on imagination? And even this is kind of a joke, because there is no one to waste time. You have never wasted time. You have never gotten it. You have never forgotten it. You have never been free. You have never been bound. It's all phenomena based on karma. But what does occur is there is a becoming enamored with the show. And the more the attention is on sensation and story and thought, the more real it feels. And the question to ask, it's feeling real to who? Granted, these are all words. The words are coming from the form. The words are form. The meaning of the words is created by the mind. It is where the attention has the habit of living. But the mystical secret is silence. Why is it silence? Because everything heard, everything seen, everything felt is the conditioned habit of distraction we call the egoic condition. So what is there to fear? Yet some apparent character that the mind is addicted to feels fear. The character feels all kinds of things. There's all kinds of interpretations of all these things. It's very complex. It's constantly changing. It's moving so fast that it's impossible to see. It may seem like the phenomenal world is what is seen and felt, but it is all the deception of speed. It is all the deception of speed. When my arm moves, there are 100,000 nerve firings, different chemicals that are going on in the nerve synapses. The story as I'm moving my hand. And you have no idea about these things that are really creating this movement. And is there movement? And is it yours? It's all this maze of complication. And when there is slowing down enough, there begins to be this seeing that there's not really anything there. And this can be known. It can be known because it is felt. And the feeling that reveals itself in this knowing is love. And when you are identified as love, no matter what is going on in the play, it becomes secondary, irrelevant. Its only relevance is as a teacher to humble the conditioned ego, to humble the belief of someone who knows, someone who's special, someone who's right, someone who's wrong. This is the role of this phenomena, is to humble the beliefs that have been built from coming into the play of separation. And what frees beliefs is a combination of the willingness to be humbled and the willingness to slow the life down enough to see that the dots do not connect. The dots do not connect. If you draw on a pad of paper a stick figure that is made to look like it's running, where each piece of paper is slightly different in the movement of the character, and you take the pad and you go like this, and the pages spin, and what the perceptive senses witness is someone running. And it is because of the speed of the phenomena that these points are experienced as being connected. But as it slows down, you realize it's not connected. How can it be connected? It is all in time. It is all perceived. It is all observed and witnessed. All of the perceptive senses are like this. When everything slows down enough, there becomes the realization that perception is phenomena and illusion, and you are the eternal silence of the self that is drawn to itself, by itself, and all of the craziness of the life, no matter how big it gets, is nothing but distraction. it is clear that there is this deepening going on because the phenomena of distraction is getting louder. That's what happens. It doesn't matter how loud it gets, it is only phenomena. It's all a dream. So then the question is, who in truth are you? Who in truth are you? And this is immediate because there is no time. Anything perceptive takes time. But the truth of who you are is not in time. All that can be simply recognized is I exist. That's the only thing that can be recognized, cannot be denied. I exist. So then what is this existence? This existence is the feeling. It is the feeling of the beloved. It is the feeling of reality. It is the feeling of now. It is the feeling of where we all meet as one, and that one is still, is silent, is not breathing, has no history, is free of all constraints. So, in truth, there is never anything to ever worry about. And yet, in the phenomenal play, in the appearance of the mind-body, fear arises as phenomena to an observer that cannot be found. And even the sensations of fear, it is just like the stick figure running. If it slows down enough, you can actually feel the movement of nerve to nerve, neuron to neuron. You can feel that it is all a movie show playing itself, drama playing itself. And what impact does it have on nothing, on silence, on wholeness, on beauty? What impact does it have? You are the love that the mind-body is seeking. But the mind-body cannot get what it seeks because the mind-body is the distraction. You are already freedom itself. You are already freedom itself. Already. There is nothing someone can give you, for you are the unchanging freedom of silence. Here and now. It is just about letting go of the identification with this fictitious character that will always struggle, at least at times. The fictitious character will always struggle. That's how it draws attention. you get a cut on your hand, if it is deep at all the attention goes to it. The whole universe is happening, but the taste of the universe disappears. All the attention goes to the cut. What happens to the experience of the cut on the hand if the attention remains equally everywhere in the silence of eternity as your own being? What is realized is there is no cut. There's no cut. There's no individual. It's all a dream. It's all a play. It's driven by karma, and karma is freed by the humility to let it go and the vigilance to remain here within in the stillness that is felt immediately as your own self. The offering is to remove yourself from the complexities this mind creates. No matter how real they may feel, there is no reality in it. No matter how real the next moment may feel, there is no reality in it. What is reality is the only thing that can be known. The only thing that can be known is now. Now is not definable. Now is the beauty of yourself. The love of yourself for itself. You know, there is a story I've mentioned, I think maybe once, actually quite a well-known story of Alexander the Great. He was the great conqueror. He was conqueror of the world. He had unbelievable riches. He had anything he could ever want. And it turned out he had a spiritual inclination. And there was a beggar man who was lost in the ethers of reality. And he would walk past this man at times between wars and see him sitting motionless in the same spot. Became intrigued. And he walked up with his horse to this beggar man. And he said, I have been noticing you for years. There is some transmission, some energy that emanates from you that draws me. I am very curious and I want to offer it to you. I am the wealthiest man in the world. I can get you anything you want. Is there anything that you want that I can get you? And this beggar man sitting on the ground opened his eyes and looked into Alexander the Great, and he said, yes. And Alexander the Great said, what? He said, can you move your horse forward a little? You're blocking the sun. not to block the sun. Accept this light lives within you. This is the doorway into that which needs nothing at all. So let us sit for just a few minutes and drink in the offer, the silent offer of yourself. Thank you all for satsang.